Hello, my dear friends. Morpheus is in the house. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Absolutely love the weekends. Absolutely love the fact that I do what I love. I get to share some awesome and helpful information with you, my dear friends. And today's not going to be any different. Today we're going to do a little bit of technical analysis with a second, I would say by popularity, second most popular um, indicator pair. Now, when we are talking about indicators, we all understand already from the previous videos that technical analysis, it's not a repetitive thing. You need to kind of have an, understanding that market is fluid and well, any kind of I don't know, analysis that you do has to be based on certain facts, certain maybe extenuating circumstances as well, because it's not repetitive. It's not like always going to be the same. Now, chats are open. There's my boy Henry. I'm pretty sure that Donald should be here somewhere as well. We just talked. But chats are open, my dear friends. If you come across this stream right now, we're doing this live. We're doing it with pocket option. Link is below. The graph is live. It's not pre-recorded, right? I wouldn't be trying to do that kind of BS with you guys. Because, well, who am I? I'm the Morpheus delivering the truth, the red pill about trading right by the book. Alright, so, today we're going to be looking at chaos fractal bands, but because yesterday we've experienced some internet issues, I didn't get a chance to do a stream yesterday, though we try to do it every single day. So today we're going to do chaos fractal bands, this sucker right here, and something very close to the shaft trend cycle. It's demarker. All right, so we've got a lagging indicator, right? And we understand the lagging indicator most often than not, it's superimposed on the chart, right? So any kind of, when we're talking about super trend, it's on the chart. That means it's a lagging indicator. Parabolic SAR, right? It's a lagging indicator, even though it's kind of like a trending thing. And it could tell you essentially where the market will be later. But the idea is, yeah, there's still a lagging indicator, right? Just fractals also on the chart. So it's basically lagging indicators. They need to wait for the candle to close in order for them to give you a signal. All right, so there it is. Let's get a super trend. Oh, I'm sorry, fractal chaos bands. Very easy. Essentially, it's got the bands, and you get a signal anytime the bands are breached. Right? So it's a little bit different than Bollinger Bands, right? For example, wait, no, not that. Wait, there we go. This one. Um, all right, so Bollinger Bands, there's basically these are the outer lines right here, and it says that when it breaches the band, right, it breaches one of the bands, technically it's going to want to go back inside, right? So when it breaches, you open for a retracement. That's what Bollinger Bands do. But chaos fractal or fractal chaos bands. I always say chaos fractal bands. I don't know why. But the idea is that essentially when it breaks out, when the candle closes outside of the band, well, that's your signal that there should be a few candles afterwards of, if it breaches the green one, should be green. If it breaches the red one, should be red. Alright, so today we're going to give this a little bit more priority over other technical analysis that we usually do with you guys, because as you all know, Morpheus cannot live without support and resistance levels, because look at this sexy thing right here. Oh, I couldn't have painted it better myself. It is absolutely awesome. Alright, what do we got here? We got a potential third point contact. And it's outside of chaos fractal bands, but once again, it can't, it's not really something that can go on forever. So I will actually still give it a little bit more assistance with other indicators, and I'm kind of going to be trading until the end of the expiration. You guys know all that I prefer to do that, but here's the thing. I don't expect you to do exactly the same thing that I do, right? So this is why we do discuss other indicators. We do discuss some components of trading that maybe I don't do every single day. For example, this week we did discuss um, the bears, the bulls and the bears power, right? So these are, they could be a line graph, but they're also, I change it to the histogram with the bars, and essentially there's a way to kind of anticipate, maybe predict and kind of get a picture of what the market is doing a bit longer term, right? So, something that you usually would trade with like 5, 10, 15, maybe even longer minute intervals, right? We're doing it with 1 minute. Well, because essentially there's quite a lot more signals that can be had with a shorter time frame, right? With regards to like 30 seconds, I feel already uncomfortable with that kind of, because the shorter the interval, or the smaller the interval, the more market noise we get. So kind of like market shadows, right? It's not something real. It's just this crazy volatility, and maybe there are certain ways to take advantage of that. I know of people who are trading with like 5 second expirations, 5 second time intervals, but in tournaments. All right, so not something that not something that I came across very often, where somebody would actually do that in their real account. But we are trading in my real account right now. We're seeing a possible kind of false breakout situation here, or it could continue essentially. We got the DMAR. Oh, by the way, yes. So we're doing the lagging indicator, but we also have a leading indicator. Fractal chaos bands. I was supposed to talk to you about them yesterday, but because of the internet issues, Cyprus is a wonderful, wonderful place, but it always has issues with connection. But anyways, that's a separate thing. However, if you do want to maybe talk about it, maybe you live in Cyprus and you're using a particular internet provider that doesn't really create issues. Maybe you can tell me, leave it in the comments, or drop in the chat right now. So, because we're doing technical analysis, we're looking at the OTC. Oh my God, it's totally, I don't know what to come up with the C. Cool. Oh my God, it's totally cool. OTC, over the counter, that's what it actually stands for. If you're joining us right now, what we're expecting, actually right now, I'm expecting it to kind of retrace because we are outside of this range. Demarker, it's very, 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 very close to shaft, my favorite. Because it basically, there's a range over here. There's 75 and 25. Over here, it's the same thing, 70, essentially 70 and 30. But the idea is that when it calculates the current quotes, and it says when there could be a trend reversal. So we actually have a very long 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point contact. I gotta tell you, I'm very excited about this. Because if it comes down to here a little bit, right, we kind of have it's almost like an ascending right triangle. If maybe we look at the slightly larger time interval, right, we got this kind of up, there's a bit of retracement up, and now right now we're looking at this kind of ascending triangle, but I think that I would want to take a look maybe even bigger. All right, so we've got some points of interest right here, right, where we're just broken through, and it's kind of still sawing up this level because, but it's been actually for a very long time, a long, long time. This was actually, what, 2 days ago, since today is the 27th. Around here is the 24th. Actually, 3 days ago, it was around this level. But, so it's not really that relevant, but maybe somebody is looking at this as well, because, for example, we also have another support level that's kind of good right here, right? There we go. We got a 3 point contact. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Alright, but we do have a very strong, kind of like a resistance level right here. At this level, it's been bouncing around. There it is right here. And it seems like it's broken through. Alright, so, I don't know, also kind of maybe a worthy thing of, keeping an eye on. But majority of people who trade in binaries, they don't really trade for 4 hours. I don't meet many people that actually do, take a look at this on an hourly basis even. Usually it's, much, much shorter. Alright, so we do have a potential, alright, so see, it came close to parabolic, and in 30 seconds, if this goes down a little bit more, it could change the parabolic to the top, and we could, see, we already see demarker kind of round, touching this, so it would be our signal to sell. We got shaft rounding out, and you know what, I'm feeling very, confident about this, just that we need to adjust. There we go. There it is. All right, so we switched. Now, here's the thing, right? We're still basing, it's not, that's why I always say that um, it's not really, it's not for everybody, right? And it's not just based on like one indicator, right? We can actually go back historically speaking. And you know what? Let's do that right now. One second. Let's go back historically speaking. Anytime the asset based on fractal chaos bands, right? Let's actually remove these. Chaos fractal bands, let's make this a little bit thicker. There we go. Alright, when it reached outside, so right here we got a buy signal when it closed until the end of the candle, right? We certainly would have been in the money. Now, you can obviously trade it just with one signal once it breaches out. So in the money here, definitely in the money here, right? So it closed, next one should have been, it was. Closed, next one should have been, it was. Alright, so here also next, in the money till the end of the candle, in the money till the end of the candle, in the money, end of the candle. You see, in the money right here, right? It closed outside, you open, next one is in the money. Now be careful about these things. They go whoosh, but they didn't close. So you wait. This is the lagging indicator. You wait until it closes, and then you go. Alright, so let's continue. So let's see, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5 in a row in the money, 6 in a row in the money, 7 in a row in the money. Right here, I don't know, it would have been like a close call, but, because it did close outside, technically, and, well, I guess, yeah. Alright, so 8. Alright, so there we go. This one shot up. See, this is where, once again, analysis has to be applied. Right, so it's, look at the size of these candles, and all of a sudden, whoosh, this thing grows out. Naturally, after that kind of movement, there tends to be a short retracement, so there it was. Maybe you could have had another step martingale right here. Second one could have made money, but that would have been your personal call. And we do have false breakouts. Look, whoosh, on this one it closed outside. If you would have opened for a higher position, well, in this case, as you can see, it went back down. Would have been false signal. Right here, right, the first time it opened, well, I don't know, you would have been able to possibly second step martingale. And right here, if it was on the third, you would have definitely been in the money. Alright, so let's see. Right here, not really sure what to tell you. I probably would have done, a buy, maybe for a couple of candles, right? To say the least. There's a false breakout right here, but there it is. It closed. This one is in the money. Well, this one, see, it closed outside, and this one was in the money, but, you have to have been, very, I don't know, vigilant for this. This one closed outside. I would have opened the position for buy, but as you can see, there we go, boom. On this one, second step martingale should have been in the money. False signal, whoosh, it came out. On the second one, came back in, but once again, I probably would have lost here. Third step martingale, there it is. Here, once again, maybe, depending on how you viewed maybe other indicators as well. But there we go. So this one would have been a false, out of money, waited. Okay, this one would have been a false, perhaps, once again, second step martingale. So it paints a picture that we really should, once it closes outside on the following candle, open the position, and maybe for 2 steps worth of martingale, right? So let's do that then, right? So there we go. Let's remove this. Alright, we got a false breakout here. I mean, we're actually... Oh, there we go. Wait a second. Let's open the sell position. Alright, okay, so there we go. Wait a second. Alright, so there we go. Maybe it is something that's going to be retracing, because look, when it closes outside of the fractal chaos bands, we got usually the band itself going flat, right? So flat, even though this is going down. But here, it was pointing down for a second. Alright, yeah, so there we go. Once again, we got this, it came out. Next one, we could have opened for a sell. It came back in, second step. But, because I was yammering about the history, it seems like we kind of went in on the right, on the appropriate candle. So making money here. Alright, $5, seems good enough. Okay, so now, remember that I kept mentioning, and I'm going to mention this again, demarker and shaft are usually a very, very, very similar in retrospect, the fact that they got a range, and when the asset breaches it, that's when you understand that there's an upward movement, right? In this case, upward movement, right? The trend is strong, but, it keeps going higher and higher and higher, but at some point, it touches the line. And at this point right here, once it touches the line, that's your signal to sell. Right, so there was, kind of close. I think I might have been doing it here, but then it came back up, and anytime it touches from the outside, that's your signal. So here's a signal to buy, here's a signal to sell. It came out very, very little, but once again, here's a signal to buy, and I don't know, depending on how you would have set up this trade with regards to a timer or till the end of the candle with the custom expiration. Then yes, all right, so we did have a breach. There it is. Kind of came back in, it breached again. There is a little bit of, I would say that it still should be going down. So let's take a look at other indicators, right? And I did mention that parabolic was about to switch. There it is. And yeah, I was expecting more red candles than green. We had a sell signal right here from shaft. Yes, it kind of breached up here, and then there we go. There it touched on this candle. It touched right here. We got parabolic as well, confirming that. But that's about it. So now we just need to wait a few more. Actually, I would say that I want to set up a resistance level, starting point for a resistance level. There we go. We got one point contact, 2-point contact, and we would be stretching the truth a little bit to say that this is the third point contact, but nevertheless, something that we can keep an eye on. All right, so again, with anybody who is maybe coming across this stream right now, just know we're doing live trading. This is not pre-recorded. Click on the Pocket. There's no obligations, by the way, from the platform, from Pocket Option. There's never any obligations for you to actually do something, right? So you know that if you click on the link, you're able to test all of the things that I say with a demo account, right? Not with your real money. I would actually encourage you not to do that because who the hell am I? Except for some guy on TV, on YouTube or on Twitch, was kind of presenting this, but you don't know me yet. So hopefully you hit that subscribe button and you come to these streams or to look through the videos that are posted just to kind of, check if I'm for real. All right, if I'm real enough with my knowledge, with my experience, what I say should be based on logic, math, statistics, and without excluding luck, right? I want you guys to understand that this is a risky instrument, but man, it's so rewarding, right? As long as you know how to do this properly. So you got a demo account here. You also right there, third one from the bottom, tournaments, right? As soon as you make like a, I don't know, like the poultry deposit, something small, maybe like $50 or something, I think that at that point tournaments become available. It doesn't mean you need to waste your money, right? It doesn't mean that you just threw away $50. It's there, right? When you deposit it, certain privileges become available. Chats on that side, though, if truth be told, lots of people are bitching about money not moving fast enough. Just that remember, you are going to get your money with Pocket. It's something that occasionally goes through a check, but you always get your money. I've been doing this with Pocket, God, for like 4 years now or something like that, right? Around 4 years. Yes, I had to wait sometimes more than a day, but if you're logical about or actually if you're realistic, if you're an investor, not a gambler, this day trading kind of thing about moving money to and from, this isn't an ATM machine, you guys, right? This is an investment platform. So if you withdraw money like once a month or a couple of times a month, you're never really going to face issues, especially if you're making money. Waiting a day is not really that difficult, right? But besides making, when you make a small deposit, certain things become available, like the market where you can buy certain advantageous conditions for your trading, like canceling negative trades where the money comes back if you lose. I mean, something that's available here. Tournaments are free every single day. And the chart right here, it's exactly the same in tournaments, right? If you're trading euro dollar OTC, it's going to be exactly the same in tournaments, in demo account, and in real account. So if you learn how to make money in demo, if you win a few tournaments, there's really no reason why you cannot be winning in the real account as well, because everything is exactly the same, except that maybe you are a little bit different when you're trading on the real versus demo. All right, so what we need to notice right now, we got a whole bunch, right, since like 12:30. Right now, we started trading around 2 o'clock, right around here, right? All right, so from 12:30 for about an hour and a half, this sucker's been going up, and it seems like it's finally breaking through. And right now it's sawing this level once again. I showed you this before. There was the point, the highest point where it bounced off of here. There was a whole bunch of, like it bounced off of here. So it's sawing this level of interest, and right now we might be kind of looking at a new level of support. This one is no longer valid. But if you knew about this, and you should have, if you follow, my videos, we discussed that if the support level is touched 3 or more times, and the more times it's touched, the higher likelihood that when it's finally broken, that it's going to go through for a bit, right? There's going to be more red candles than green for a while. So in this case, we had, like right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th time, it finally broken through, and we looks like we could be looking at a reversal. Let's actually take advantage of that as well. All right, so 0, 0. Let's go for an upward, for an upward movement. Oh, I did this a little bit sooner than I should have. Let's go for the next. Was it in the money? Yeah. All right, yeah, so I did a little bit sooner than I should have. But it seems like it was in the money. So we got 1, we got 2, and kind of like, we could stretch the truth, say that this is 3, and on the 4th one it broke through, but I wouldn't really believe it. So right now, though, demarker, just like shaft, if it touches this line, I mean, we do have a potential to understand that this is a possible support level. This one is no longer valid, right? So actually, let's change this one to here. And let's see what we got. It looks kind of like a parallel, right? Parallel channel, kind of like this, right? So it's bounced around. But there it is, 1, 2, and, 2-point contact right here, 2-point contact right here. This one seems to be breaching right now, but it wasn't a confirmed level of resistance. So what I'm looking for right now is probably a demarker to touch this line in the next minute, and parabolic, if it continues to go up, it's going to switch under, which would give everybody a boost, a signal into the fact that they should be buying. And well, let's kind of take a look. This is just a starting point, right? This is just a starting point, but we are able to see that maybe a downward movement that now is reversing and is going to be going into an upward movement. Be aware that everything starts like this, right? So you expected you saw that the asset went up and then established a new higher low, right? So at this point, you would have been like, hey, all right, I'll just stretch this out. And you see, it went up and then came back down again. Look at this sucker at this point. What would you would have thought? Okay, well, it's either going to break through on the 3rd or it's going to bounce back. If it's going to bounce back, it's got a chance to continue to bounce back. And there it is. Boom, it did. All right, so it came back, and at this point, you were like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, what is it going to do? It breached, right, but it closed higher. And you were like, uh-huh. On this candle, there was, kind of going up. We got a fractal. Right? on the, so at that point you might have been already able to understand that there should be a bounce back. It came back again, right? And here we got the, demarker kind of going back up towards the line, creeping up there. Here we got parabolic switching, here we got the fractal coming up. And so, yeah, there's a, right here, there's a buy signal from demarker and confirmation from fractal chaos bands that, yes, indeed, there should be an upward movement. And as you can see, there it is. So we're waiting for this. This is how it starts, though. It starts with a 2-point contact. There's one. And, I don't know what's going on over here. Oh, wait a second. We made money. And right now, again, I'm kind of missing this opportunity. All right, there, closed. Yeah, I'm going to say sell. Right, so it closed. And, well, yeah, till the end of the candle, we'll see what's going to happen. Once again, signals are based on chaos fractal bands. As I mentioned today, we're giving this a bit more priority. We've looked through, historically speaking, that it's got relatively good consistency with regards to signals. It closes outside. On the next candle, you open a position for continuation. And usually it ends in the money, but maybe you need a second step martingale to, to be back in the green, because there tends to be once in a while a bit of a retracement, right? That we saw. What was it? When was the first one that we saw? Well, kind of like this. It closed and then whoosh, it came back in and then out, right? Or it closed, there it is right here, came back in and then, well, kind of continued to go up. Did I make money? Yeah, baby, we're making money with Morpheus, huh? Can't really tell that to, nobody heard that before, right? I guess. All right, so let's take a look. All right, what do we got so far? So, we got this. It's no longer valid. Man, this was beautiful. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Like 6 times before it broke through, right? That's pretty freaking good. All right, but right now, you know what? What I would do, though, I would probably readjust the 2-point contact. There it is, right? And just extend that line. Next time, the rate, whatever it is right now, actually expecting demarker to kind of round out and maybe, touch this and go back up. It could actually go sideways up to this level. This is the, point of interest, essentially. I'm beginning to realize that, as I mentioned, I always remind you guys, I say it often enough in the videos that I'm not selling you a trick. Because, I'm not selling anything. I'm presenting you with a choice to understand how this system is governed, how the system works, and within what is available to make money long-term stable. Right? We've, as I mentioned, balance the real money, and I'm trading, with you guys on pretty much on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. Weekends for my kids, is for my family. But Monday through Friday, just a little bit more for my family, because this being very flexible kind of thing that I do, majority of days, I do whatever the hell I want. Anyway, so we had a kind of understanding that maybe I prefer to catch a trend, right? To maybe look at many currency pairs and to analyze, to figure out if maybe there is that moment when there's, a movement has been going down for like 2-3 hours and it's about to reverse. And if it's about to reverse, the, chances are higher that it's going to go up for like 15-20 minutes if it's been falling down for 2-3 hours. And I'm the kind of guy that will go with like maybe, well, not 1%, but maybe a little bit bigger, $10, $20, depending on how the graph is structured. If there is candle like tiny, but there's massive wicks on every candle, right, I'm not going to trade that. I'm going to, kind of take a look at another pattern. This is a pattern that has been going down for a good while. The volatility is kind of really, goofy, but I'm not going to trade that. I got another choice. And if I don't have any choice now, I'll have a choice in 15 minutes or an hour. I can come back later. But point is that if you're, if you notice something like this, right, chances are that there, after a breakout, there's going to be a relatively decent retracement. And so right now we got a buy signal. There it is. We got a buy signal from And I think I made money on the previous one, right? Let's go again. We got a buy signal from D-marker. We had it actually on this candle, so let's... All right. Not really something that I would do in here. Let me tell you why. Parabolic switched, but we have a asset that's been going down for quite some time, right? So after it goes down, there is a bit of a side movement or even retracement, and there's a faster movement, retracement, faster movement, retracement. So we do have a lower lows, right? And the size of the movement right here, I entered right there. I don't really have a lot of time, space for it to go to this level before it can touch and bounce back. It can do that. Not doesn't mean that it will, but it can do that. So the fact is that there was a retracement, there was parabolic. I did open the position, but I should have opened it a little bit sooner, because the movement till the point of interest is not really that big. All right, so if it was like here, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I mean, there's lots of space till this level of interest. We got a 1-point contact, we got 2, and here's possible 3. If in the next 23 seconds it closes below and starts to go under a little bit more, it kind of proves our point once again that, there are points of interest, and certain people might be looking at this as, places to enter a position. But it looks like it actually, is going to be going upwards. So right now we're in the middle of fractal chaos bands, right? There's the red one here, there's the green one here. And it seems like, we're going up again, but we're sort of in the middle. I'm going to wait a little bit more for a confirmation. Right, we got, D markers in the middle. We are kind of like towards the higher side. So there is maybe a chance that it's going to breach this, the green one, and we should be ready. We should be ready. Just in case it happens in the next 28 seconds. Yeah, so a downward movement. Maybe this was the point where it started to go up again. All right, so 15 seconds. There we go, in 10 seconds. So it has to close above this. Alright, but it didn't. Alright, so on the next candle, maybe this is going to be good. 2, 1, boom. Alright. Ah, crap. Gotta be, can't be sleeping with this. Alright, so we got $5. We go to second step martingale with a little bit more aggressive. I mean, theoretically, I'm still going to make money with $7.50 because probably, return on investment is 92. But, I'm pretty sure, about, our position. That's why we're not opening for like $1. As I mentioned, something with, depending on what kind of indicators give you signals, depending on your history with them, you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable opening the multiplier with the 1.5 versus 2, or the other way around. Be like, oh, hell yeah, this is usually a great signal. Even if it screws up, usually on the following one it's going to be good, so I'm going to try it with $1 or $10, and then on the following one it's going to be not 1.5 or 15, but it's going to be 20, right, or $2. So there we go. So far, I mean, let's take a look at our history, right? We got, so in the money, in the money, in the money, in the money, in the money. Oh shoot! Did we make? I thought that we had one second step martingale, but I think one of them was like a skin of the teeth, right? No, this one was good. Was it the third one? Yeah, this one was right here, right? We had one for a buy, and I took it here. It went down right at the end, right? Like skin of the teeth. What do we got? The quotes. 1634, 1634. We got 2 pipettes. That's why I thought I might have lost this one, but no. All right, so we got like all right. So we took money here somewhere, and it closed lower. Right on this one, and we started trading around like 2 o'clock, so somewhere here. Anyways, we made some decisions today. We somebody could rewatch the video and see what the hell I was saying when I was opening these positions, but yeah. So here's the thing. When we're looking at moments like this and be like, oh man, I could have made, $10 here, I could have made $40 here, I don't know, 60, whatever, going up, with all of these green candles, right, till the end of the candle. So most people that trade fractal chaos bands will open the position just one time per signal. It's not really a trending indicator. It kind of shows you that there's enough momentum behind this for it to continue, but to continue for how long is not something that's given a clue with this particular indicator. All right, so this is why, yes, you could have opened the position here, opened the position here, and, all for buy, and all of them seem to close higher, so you should have been in the money. But majority of traders will choose to actually just to open one position. The signals happen often enough, right? So if we take a look, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, since 2 o'clock, and right now it's 2:40, right? So, I would say like 6, 7 per hour is probably something that's realistic to expect. And if you're shooting for like 10%, or I'm sorry, like let's say 5% of profit, and you open with 1% of your capital as the first step martingale, which is a little bit easier to do when you have like $100 versus if you have $1,000. Um, don't kid yourself when you open a position for a big amount of money where you understand that it's something that's substantial. It plays psychological kind of games with you, right? Imagine if you found the money on the street, and you say, oh, here, pass it along to the next guy. It's not a big deal. I don't know. Here's a buck, right? You find $1 on the street. It's probably, yeah, it's going to boost your mood, but you can't really get anything with it. But if you find a 20, right, it's a different relationship with that money. All right, it's going to be, your mood is going to be significantly higher. We're not talking, for some people, this is like weekly groceries, actually. All right, so it is something that you can spend. So it's a different attitude towards that money. And so this is where, I keep telling people that this is probably not the only thing that you need to do for financial independence. Because even if you have $100,000 on your balance, opening for 1%, right, for $1,000, you're praying that it goes in the money. Because if it goes out, you have to go 1,500 or 2,000 into the next position. And again, you're like, holy crap. I mean, this is like a monthly budget for, most countries out there, right? India, to live on $1,000 rent and go to work and, even some entertainment and food, groceries, it's doable. So when you invest that big amount, you are freaking out. Because if you lose the second step martingale, you have a choice. Do you want to go for $6,000 on the third step martingale? And at that point, you're starting, I'm starting to hope to God that you have other income coming in, that this 100,000 on your balance is not the only thing that's sustaining your needs. And so you understand that as well, and that's why you're not going to open a position for for $1,000. Even if you have $100,000 on your balance, you'll open it for 10, 20, 30 bucks, which is not going to be significant losses. If right now I lose $1, the hell with it. I don't care, right? The ratio of $10 to 100,000 is pretty much, kind of on the same level, emotionally speaking, as $1 for me with my 32K. All right, so this is something that we need to understand as well. So if you have 100,000, you're still going to trade in the range of a couple of $1,000s, right? And on a daily basis, a couple of thousand is great. But, some people think that, oh man, yeah, oh, no problem if I'm going to trade exactly the same with $100 and as I do with 100,000, just different ratio. And I don't think you would, right? It's significantly different lifestyle on the line, right? 100K, you can actually take a few months and just chill at home and do whatever you want, maybe even a year, depending on how lavishly you spend that money. So it's a couple of, maybe a year or maybe a couple of years. In certain countries, it's even a decade that you can live on that money comfortably. So you wouldn't be risking that lightheartedly. So please be realistic with how your psychological fortitude is going to be tested when you do something like this. So coming back to the fact that I'm saying that this is a great instrument to get you to your financial independence, but you still have to be smart about it, how you invest. No millionaire, no billionaire has ever invested all into one thing and then cashed out, and that's it. They live, comfortably. Everybody, they're diversifying, they're branching out. So when something goes down, others go up, and they kind of maintain that kind of overall growth. Inflation, salary growth, everything happens over time. It's not something that's within like a week. All right, so right now we're still giving priority to. It looks like we could be seeing. Um, it looks like we could be seeing a breach of the lower fractal band, chaos band. Right, there it is right here. So it's coming close. Demarker is didn't breach the line, so it's not really touching it from the outside. It kind of rounds out right here. So I think that right now, with parabolic being sort of fresh, with fractal on this candle saying that it should be going down, I kind of tend to believe that it should. All right, but we need to wait a little bit. That's why we're not rushing. We're taking our time. We've just extended this. It technically won. It came back down. It's kind of stretching the truth a little bit, but it looks like we could. Oh, see, fractal kind of switched under. Now we're still in the middle of fractal chaos bands. So there we go. It wasn't kind of going. It was going up with this, but right now certain things got recalculated, and it's damn smack in the middle. So we got no signal so far. And maybe we can take a look at other currency pairs to kind of get a little bit, maybe, yeah, a little other perspective. All right, so what do we got? We got a false breakout right here. I would say that the demarker, all right, so here was a sell signal, right? And we got parabolic actually saying the same. But they weren't doing this together, right? So actually, yeah, if we look at demarker as a sell signal here, we got kind of a retracement thing happening here, right? Parabolic switch. Let's see if we can find a demarker and fractal chaos bands giving the same signal. All right, kind of right here, right there. There we go. Look, see, this is like as good as it comes. We had the, kind of a drop down. There it is. It started to go back up. It touched the line from the outside, and on the same candle, it closed outside of the green fractal chaos band. We got a confirmation with parabolic that it should be going up. It's just, I would have opened the position here, but I would have expected it to go up a little bit higher. So we got one here. No, no, we didn't. Okay, I was expecting that this would be a little bit maybe closer, but it wasn't. So let's see a sell signal here from demarker, but not from, all right, a buy signal. Yeah, not really. So see when they, there we go. We got a buy signal right here on, right, on this candle right here. We got a buy signal, but it didn't quite breach. So this is close. Not necessarily, kind of close, but no cigar. But honestly, I would have said that on this candle we had fractal. On this candle we had parabolic. Yeah, I would have probably, opened the position, would have been in the money here. So this is, once again, we're coming back to that point where, they're trying to make is that, is this an indicator that you would, trade for 5-6 minutes? I wouldn't, but maybe you can adjust your time intervals, or maybe you can find a pattern that would allow you to do that for, 5-6, candles in a row. You get your 5-6-10% on a daily basis over a course of like half an hour. Life is beautiful. All right, we got a breach in 17 seconds. And I would say that, yeah, man, I wanna take a piece of this. I think I entered a little bit too soon, yeah? Hold on. All right, so we go a little bit more aggressive on the following candle. There we go, yeah, so I closed out of money. There we go, I opened. is still for a buy. We got demarker right here saying buy on this candle. We got parabolic. We actually, I would say that we, skin of the teeth, it closed outside. And you know what? I'll top it up even though, right? So we got $30 is the next one. 5, 10, and it means 15. 15 times 2, it's $30. So martingale standard martingale is where you add all of your losses together and you multiply by a number which is usually a 2, but it doesn't have to be. It could be more, it could be a little bit less, depending on your situation and how you've calculated all of this. All right, so we got 15 seconds left. Let's see, because I mean, I got a feeling that it could dip down a little bit right at the last second. But I still believe that it should be going upwards still after this. All right, so we're in the money. We got Fractal came up here, says that it should be going down. But there we go. It kind of, yeah, Fractal Chaos Bands, it looks like it's expanding. It looks like it's kind of within here. I'm not sure. I don't know. So this is probably on board with this for now. Up just, okay, now here's the thing. Fractal Chaos Band said sell. But we got parabolic that says buy, and we have demarker that's kind of pointing upwards. Not really a situation with mixed signals that I would feel comfortable opening a position at this moment. All right, so let's take a, man, I've just missed everything. All right, we got on this one as well. What the hell is this? Euro JPY, Euro GBP. I think everybody's selling euro right now, right? I mean, look, we got something that's very, not very similar, right? So it's similar enough where we just missed this. This is saying sell. I don't know, very big movement very quickly for me to think that it's going to go down further. Oh my God, look at this beautiful, beautiful trend. And yeah, on this one, actually, I would say that I would be expecting at the end of this candle for it to maybe continue to go down. This was actually a very fast growth, right? Wow, Euro CHF. Look at that volatility, all right? See, we've got a repetitiveness kind of thing going here. Boom, 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 boom. Right? It kind of did the opposite thing and it, went up. Wow, big movements, big movements. All right, this is interesting. Okay. Man, I gotta like that. You know what? I'm gonna leave this to see if this is something that happens on a consistent basis. I'm a kind of creature of habit. I kind of like my euro dollar. All right, so we got a sell signal from demarker right here. We got parabolic. You know what? I think I'm going to, yeah, let's take a position for a sell. I think that, yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe see about writing this down. Unless the market does something at the end of this candle, if it goes, ridiculously high, I still think that this is a ceiling of just how high it can go, right? If we take a look at maybe different time interval, yeah, without the correction, if we, all right, so this right here, right there it is, there was at that level was resistant, but it's got a ways to go, and it's up to here. So how likely that is it going to go up to here? I'm not that certain that it will without resistance. So I'm still going to sell. And on the following minute, I'm probably also going to sell unless something drastic happens in this following candle. So if you look at if you come across this video right now in stream live, first of all, welcome. Super glad that you did. I encourage you for maybe to ask some questions. I would love for this to be a dialogue at some point instead of a monologue. And if you take a look at the previous videos, I have kind of the same very cautious approach. Because I'm trying to present you with general understanding of all of the indicators that we're going to go through every single one of them, of certain concepts. I'm not trading as aggressively just because, well, first of all, it's not really something that leads to any kind of long-term prosperity, long-term money. The other thing is that, I'm distracted still, right? I'm kind of looking in the camera, I'm looking in the chats, I'm looking at the screen, I got several monitors. So sometimes I miss these kind of crucial little moments just because I'm a little distracted. But mostly, once again, I have this healthy respect for the instrument that is not guaranteed. There is never a guarantee. The closest thing that I can think of that comes to a guarantee is the NFP. Usually 30-40 pip movement that you can put pending trades by the asset like I've shown you a couple of times. And retracement. Retracement will always happen. As a matter of fact, I challenge anybody where I can, I don't know, put my money where my mouth is. If you look back through all of the videos that you and I've kind of undertaken with macro statistics, you will not find one time that I've lost money, right? Not one time have I lost money in the macro statistics because we usually do a spike. We take advantage of the impulse if we are expecting a big movement like NFP and CPI. But there's also the retracement, which always happens. If you take a look, we've always made money. All right, so these are not pre-recorded sessions. Something that and I would love that once again. The reason why very much encouraging people not to be shy about asking questions live is because I want you guys to understand these things are live. Click on pocket option link right now. Notice the time right there. Notice the graph. You can screenshot this, whatever, on my video and go through the history, and you'll see that yes, it's exactly the same time. It was exactly this graph, and me live right now, I'm trying to present you with these advantages. The profit potential here is absolutely freaking staggering. All right, so nowhere else, no bank is going to give you 10% per day. No bank is going to give you 1% per day. If they did, they'd be swamped, right? This would lead to some serious demand. Alright, so we have alright, what do we got here? Let's delete, let's put some lines together. Support and resistance levels, we got a possible point of bounce back. Alright, I would actually say that we have two of them. Kind of like this kind of channel maybe right here. Alright, one, two, possible third. We got a bullish, we got a buy signal on this candle from Fractal. We got parabolic switching. Well, DeMarker is not really giving us much, but let's, I don't know, open for like $2 here. There we go. Let's open for $2 for an upward movement, though it could bounce away right now. So see, it's in the middle here, not really something, as I mentioned. I'm kind of taking it based on the fact that it did go outside, but came back in with fractal and parabolic to says that it's going to go higher. And I do believe that, yeah, it's not a confirmed level of resistance because we're looking at 1, 2, and on this level it could be breaching and going higher, but we'll see that in the 20 plus seconds. Though we could adjust it a little bit right here. And yeah, so it could actually, if it's pushed down a little bit further, parabolic will switch, and we're gonna have maybe a possibility of testing the bottom fractal KS band. See, really silly thing to do to open in the middle, but we had kind of like, yeah, all right, let's. Oh, I opened it for the following minute. Oh my goodness! All right, so let's go for this and for. We'll double it, right, for $4. Actually, I wouldn't really want to do it for next minute. I think I want to do it now. There we go. It could be testing. There we go. See, parabolic switch back to the top. And 2, 6, 12. Let's go to actually even bigger, 15. Let's say that. Because right now I'm going to lose both position, $2 and $4, but it's not a big deal. Alright, so that's what allows us to stay this calm. Oh man, allows us to stay this calm during these kind of things. Imagine if I had 20, 40, and now $150. I would be in a significantly different kind of different mood. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna lose $19. Wait, yeah, I lost 19 bucks, right? So I lost 15, 19, yeah, I made only $2, okay. So 19 times 2 is 38, right? So let's go to 38, and let's wait. Yeah, wow, this is really all over the place. Here it says buy, but it, I think on this, at the end of this kind, it went down. Here it says sell, but it's going up. Demarker is not really showing us any signals. It's still in the middle of chaos fractal bands. All right. Let's see what it does. What is that? It looks like it could be going up, and parabolic is going to switch to the bottom again if this continues to go higher. And I don't know if I want to gamble this. I don't think I will, though. Yeah, no, I don't think I will. AUD USD right now is not impressing me. It's kind of got mixed signals all over the place. Let's see if we got something else a little bit better. I just missed this. All right, but yeah, there we go. It came back down, but there it is. It went back up. So maybe another one of the things that you could consider is that when there it is, right? When this closed right here, we anticipate that there's going to be another movement, right? Another candle after. But this being a 5-minute candle, which means that at 1:30, right? At 1:30, let's go back to 1 minute. All right, at 1:30 p.m. Is it here? Yeah. Right there, yeah, 1:30. So from here, we would have more red candles than green, right? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So from it started, started from here, and it closed all the way down there. There's like a solid red candle, right, for 1:30. So this is maybe something that you could do multiple chart analysis, right? Here you put I don't know, 1 minute and you trade. And here you put 5 minutes and, with the indicators and, I don't know, what do we got? Okay, where is demarker and fractal chaos bands, right? There we go. And you say, hey, it broke through right here. And, here would have been a goofy situation. There we go. Here, it broke through here, closed. And you're like, oh, okay, right here, this means that at 13:03, right about... Wait, where is it? Right about here, right? 13:03. That doesn't look like it, though. Wait a second. Euro dollar OTC. Yeah, well, it would help if you look at the same asset. Yeah, currency pairs. All right, wait a second. Euro USD, OTC. All right, this being 3-minute candles. All right, let's say 3-minute candles. This would be 1-minute candle. All right. So there we go, right? At 13, yeah, all right. So 13:05, 13:03 to 13:05. All right. So there it is. There it is right here. Boom, 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 boom. Right. So you got these kind of like nice green candles right here. You would have made your 5, 6, 7% per day. You're good to go home. Right. Right here as well. Right. We got 13:03 to 13:05. Let's see if we got right here, actually false signal. Here, right, we got 14:35. Right about here, there it is, right, 13:45. Well, we have like 1, 2, 3, 3 out of 4, not too shabby. All right, and right here we got a breach, but we understand that it's only coming back inside the fractal chaos bands. Alright, so we're looking here, right? So there we go. It closed this one as at 7:30, right? 7:30 in the morning. Way too early for me, though I do bring my kids to kindergarten exactly at that time, though I'm dreading it every single time. Alright, so 7:30, what did I say? Wait, where was it? 7:30 here? Yeah, 7:28. Right about here, right? So there it is. It closed, so you're expecting much more red than green. Pop, 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 pop. Though, as I mentioned, yeah, not really something that would get you excited because, look at this. Even though it's red, it's by the skin of the teeth. All right, so this is what we're maybe going to want to be looking at. So multiple time intervals. right? To get an idea of what kind of movement has the most potential. Let's see, we got here a cat. Well, beautiful, beautiful kind of moment right here. That we just missed as well, couple of minutes. I think that, yeah, we were here, AUD USD. Yeah, I don't think I want to, trade with it. Okay, AEDCNY. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right, all right. Who can tell me why I'm excited? All right, nobody's in the chat except for my boys. All right, there we go. Let's take a peek. Because of this resistance level, that's why. And it's been going down for a while, right? We're talking about from 1420. Right now it's so for 40 minutes right now, right? We've been together here for an hour, and for 40 minutes on this beautiful Friday, the acid has been falling, but it looks like it might be breaching right now in the next 55 seconds. If the candle closes above here, we might get maybe different signals as well to get a picture if this is something that we want to continue with. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be a fifth time it touches, which again makes me even more excited because next time it actually breaks, it could go up for a significant amount of time. It could go up to here as the previous level of kind of resistance right there, right between this range right here. It's been sought. There we go. Did I open? Yeah, but it kind of went up very fast. Okay, so double, right? Double will go to $80. But I still believe it should be going up. Oh, I didn't change the time. All right, let's go again. Let's go again for an upward movement. Oh yeah, so yeah, we're looking at actually big investments now. See, now I'm actually a little bit more uncomfortable. Not really my situation, my comfort zone. I would much rather do these kind of things with a smaller amount, but nevertheless, we have a potential. There we go. We got potential for it to go up. We actually can even establish a possible level of support, and I'm still going to ride this upwards a little bit, even if this one closes in out of money in the next 15 seconds. So we've got 80 plus, what did I lose? 80 and 40, 120 if I lose this one. And 120 means that it's going to be around 250, right? Let's go to 250. I'm still going to wait. Yeah, I'm going to wait for upward movement just because we have this very, very long negative trend. So we are going to wait for the next time. It's going to be a little bit closer. Maybe we got some different signals coming. But if this candle closes here below, we've got this kind of like a false breakout. This is what we can attribute to. And it doesn't negate this beautiful level of resistance. All right, so right now we're still trying to catch the second point contact, so we'll see the next candle, this one or the one after, what it's going to show us. For now, we have parabolic still going up, but it's between, kind of like towards the bottom of the fractal chaos bands. So we're just going to monitor this a little bit longer and wait for that ideal moment for a signal. All right, so I would actually prefer it to go down a little bit further. Down a little bit further, there we go. And when it comes back up, once again, I'm going to be very excited to take advantage of a breakout strategy. So we got parabolic that says it's going to go down further. We're still trying to catch the second point contact. If it's going to be going downward though, probably, I don't know, do we have actually a channel here like kind of like this? Maybe we got something like this as well, though. It's not ideal because it should be kind of like with the regularity, right? Boom, boom, boom. This one seems to go up, it kind of went maybe from this point like this actually. it would be more relevant, right? Like that. Though we can see that maybe right at this point there would have been a different slope. So point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, if we try to kind of finagle it to fit our needs, wouldn't really work out. Because this is not really something that's usually done like this. And then it kind of comes to the middle, stays, touches, and then, becomes again part of a support level. So there's different interests, different time intervals. Um, okay, there we go. We got actually a person reaching out in Telegram. Um, all right, no, that's still good. All right, so let's keep an eye out. Once again, I am going to be opening a buy position when so I still want this to go down a little bit further to solidify. So if the marker goes outside, there we go. I think it, I don't know, barely though, but it did go outside of the line. And you know what? This is why I prefer sharp. It should be bold. Wow, yeah, okay. There we go. I mean, nobody says that you need to use only two indicators. You are able to use multiple indicators to confirm. Right now on this candle, we had a buy from Fractal. It's usually used kind of like as an early signal. Um, there we go. But demarker kind of went outside. So if it starts to round out and go upwards, I would actually believe it. Though I do think that the volatility is dirt low with compared to what I would like this to be. All right, so ATR shows what kind of size candles they're. There we go. Now wait a second, is it really going outside of the red one? So we got 2, 1. All right, well let's open. All right, let's open. All right, I said that we're going to take signals from. We're going to give primarily signal 2. demarker and two fractal chaos bands. Though, as I mentioned, not really something that I usually do. Not my favorite indicators, but just to illustrate a point, to illustrate when the signals are opened, what kind of signals we can expect. Though right now I'm a little bit concerned with the fact that demarker is rounding out towards the top, and fractal chaos bands are still being pushed down though, so we'll see in 6 seconds if, yeah, we might look, we might kind of squeak through here. There we go. So we've made money. Though, as I mentioned, these are usually already the amounts that I'm not particularly fond of. All right, so let's take a look. I've done a few kind of goofy trades in this regards. We opened for 2. For an upward movement, it started to go down. I opened for a 4 for 15, and it should have stopped here. But I was certain that AEDCNY was going to be going upwards. We kind of failed with 38. We failed with 40. But, when it broke the fractal chaos bands, yes, the following candle was red, and we ended up being in the money. So I lost 100 and, let's say, $20 here, but I've made 230. All right, so you subtract, so 110 bucks plus a whole bunch of fives, or a whole bunch of whatever lower trades that we've done. We are in the money. So sometimes you do need to put on your big boy pants and create a calculated risk. But here's the thing. Again, I want to kind of stress the psychological pressure that you would feel, that I would feel even with my balance, that I would feel if I would have lost that 250 bucks the rest of the day. It's not something critical. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be sleeping on the street or anything like that. And most importantly is that this is not my only income. Right, so I have multiple real estates across the world, actually, and so the money is trickling in. I'm not some sort of, I don't know, real estate guru or, I don't know, the boss or something like that, but this is not the only thing that I do. There's a few other investments that keep trickling in money, so if I lost like $300-400, it would not have been pleasant, but I know that at the end of the month I'm still going to be in the profit anyway. So it might take a little bit longer time to make up this difference. And this is what I hope that you guys will never put yourself into. I should have stopped at the third step because it's much easier, much quicker to return $30-40 than it is a couple of hundred. All right. 30, 40, 50 bucks per day is fantastic. At the end of the month, we're looking at serious, kind of side income. That's actually pretty good. All right. And a couple of $100 at the end of the month, I think you'll be very happy to pay off your loans a little bit quicker, or invest into something else, and then put that money together, buy yourself another apartment, rent that, put somebody in there as a first payment, made money for a first payment, drop it into a new apartment, put somebody else in there and have them pay off your mortgage, pay off that loan. All right, and so you're building equity, right? And you continue, you rinse and repeat. So again, I'm going to come back to today's lesson. Is that first of all, signals. Oh, I would actually be very excited right now. A breakout strategy is in effect, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times it touched. Actually, here I thought it was going to break out. That's why I opened position for a buy, but it came back in, right? A false breakout. Actually, it didn't even count as false breakout because this candle didn't even close on the outside, even if we finagle it a little bit. But there it is, right? There we go. Actually, I would open for, god damn it. There we go. I would open for a 2. I think the next one I would open for like a 5. If it, yeah, there's a bit of volatility. There could be a chance of a false breakout. I mean, it could close here, and the next one, whoosh, goes right back down. It's not a big deal. There we go. But I still believe it should be going upwards. Though demarker is in the middle, it's in a happy place. There it is. Son of a gun. See, I love it when my words are being proved correctly. So, market is not something that's guaranteed. But coming back to, this is a buy signal right here from, right there. When it touches from the outside, it touches the bottom line, right? So that's a buy signal right here from demarker. This is a sell signal from Fractal Chaos Bands. All right, wait a second. 5. Do I want to go for third? Yeah, I'm going to go for third. 2, 4. Let's go to 15 bucks, right? And I don't know. I don't really know. It's in the middle of kind of like still towards the bottom, so it's a really goofy kind of situation. Trend is your friend, and I still believe that it should be going up, a retracement. It looks like it's kind of establishing lower lows, so we're still in the trend. And I want to open positions with the trend, not for a pullback. That's why there is a pullback. Look how short pullbacks are in terms of like, size of the movement, right? In comparison to drops. Drops are huge, right? The pullbacks are short. Boom. So maybe this is something that we need to be aware if we're going to open the third step marking go. But you know what? We're probably going to cut it off short because I'm not seeing anybody in chats right now. So, sell signal from Fractal Chaos Bands is anytime the asset breaches the bottom Fractal Chaos Band. Sell signal on the following candle. So, if this candle closes, you sell on this one. I don't know, this one's like skin of the teeth, and as I mentioned, really, maybe this is not like the greatest example. Let's take a look maybe at here, right? So there we go, boom, kind of a small one. Buy signal right here, but it was a false one, right? Pum, came back in. That's why support and resistance level is also something that's worthy of your attention. This right here is still a valid one. 1, 2, this one broke, this one came back in. False signal, false breakout, right? This one, there we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one it broke out, and there it is. We would have been in the money here on the breakout strategy. But this one closed. There was a little zinky one, small candle, and it followed through. We've made money here. There was a breakout, pullback, and continuation. This one was pretty good. There we go. So these are sell signals. Obviously, these are buy signals right here. Closed, higher, closed, higher, closed, higher. Right, closed, higher. So an upward trend. Trend is your friend. That means that when it goes, up with the trend, the signals usually tend to be stronger. Demarker right here. There was actually quite a few good signals, right? This would be a sell signal, right? And as you can see, it did go down. This one right here, a buy signal on this candle, and it did go upwards. Usually waiting, okay, there's a sell signal right here, right, on this candle, and, well, yeah, a nice trend continued. Spotting a moment, there we go. Buy signal from demarker and a buy signal from fractal chaos bands. A candle before that, we got fractal 2, right? So fractal chaos bands, but we got fractal 2. Usually I say that this is kind of like an early signal. Not something that I would trust exclusively by itself, but if it comes up, I'm looking at other indicators because usually you're like, oh wait, there might be a retracement right now. What are the other indicators are saying? And sure enough, sometimes it actually comes up to be kind of like a prophecy. So on this candle, it said, hey, buy. We have parabolic already here, and we got fractal chaos band that was breached. At the same time as the following candle, we have the confirmation signal from demarker. Leading, lagging indicators working together to make you a little bit more, well informed. So, my dear friends, thank God it's Friday. Go spend some time with your family. If on the weekend you might come across this video or something, once again, go to the Telegram channel. Talk to me one-on-one. We can, discuss any kind of thoughts, ideas with no pressure. Never will there be any kind of obligatory kind of expectations. I like to talk about this. I like to talk about cars, kids, my wife, my kids. But this is what I burn with my passion, my trading, and getting this information to you guys to make sure that you do it right. So touch base, leave a comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys want to discuss, want to hear. I'm going to be doing this. Me and my team are going to be doing this for a while longer, and we're probably going to be evolving. There's going to be some prizes. There's going to be some lotteries. Hell, maybe I'll invite you guys to come visit, part of the world that I live in at the moment. So I'll see you guys later.